West Monroe. What's going on, the McFalls drummer? You want that sweatshirt? Head over to the shop, man. It's all in there. A couple different colors, all different sizes. Do it up. James Moss, what's going on, man? Cosmic Style. Grace Ann Toma? I think that's your last name. What's happening? Daniel Nelson, Shreveport, LA, what's going down? David Bigham, I see you back. Terrence Campbell, what's up? Kwame Briggs. Juan Carlos Santana's waiting for his red hoodie. It's coming, man. Your order will ship on the 29th. MAR Services, Spring, Texas. What's happening? Peter Renwick, Hampshire, UK. You know I love hearing from the UK, right? Keep them coming. Turkey. What's going on? Istanbul. Greetings from Switzerland. What? What's going on, Miko? Lanark. I'm going to take a stab at this last name. Unthank? Sorry, man. What up from London, UK? Carl Barnes. Carl with a K. Make no mistake, from California. What's going down? Malaysia, get out of here, Malaysia. What's going down, Ivan? Shrek, hello from Ireland. Ireland? What? Bosnia? The Rev is from Bosnia. What's going on, man? Jason Benfield, North Carolina. What is this now? Sebastio Prado from Brazil. Surf Grizz Mike, New Orleans. Look at all these people, man. This is crazy. Kwame wants to know, what drum pattern are you playing? I don't know. I'm just making it up because that's what it does. This is how I practice in front of the TV, by the way. Greetings from Russia. Woo! Portugal, Mexico City, Miguel Cardina, what's happening? Elias, Mexico City, what's going down? Toby from New York. Chris H., first time joining the live stream. Edinburgh, Scotland, what's going on, man? Listen, I'm sad to hear that because we were doing this for a whole week last week, so sorry you missed out. Subscribe to the channel though, because this ain't going nowhere. This whole live stream thing, this is a new thing, and this is here to stay. Bruce, fellow Canadian. What's going on, Bruce Voigt? Israel is in the chat. That's crazy, bruh. Cosmic Style, what's going down? $5 a.m. in Australia. Man, you crazy? You're supposed to be sleeping. Jim, I agree, man. Global conversation. These people from all over the place. Nuts. Finland in the house. Casper. What's happening, man? Daniel Reyes back in the house from Chicago. Miko, thanks for the $5 tip. Appreciate it. David Bigham, about to go drop some money in the bank and cop a shirt or a hoodie. Bro, it's only a few hours left, man. This thing is done at midnight. Make sure you catch that. Chad Phillips, no disrespect to your wife, but you need to tell her to chill out because you're working on your craft. So better be practicing in front of the TV than sitting in a bar somewhere. Don't tell her I said that, though. Greetings from Germany. Hey from Lithuania. What? Get out of here, bruh. Ecuador, South America. Eric Gomez, what's happening? North Brothers, get out of here, you morons. Hit me with some halftime. No, how about that? North Brothers in the house. Shout out to North Brothers, man. All those pictures you've been seeing on everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, all the promo shots from the Puma joint. North Brothers in the house. Baddison, are you a self-taught drummer? Daggone right. Actually, let me clarify something. Because some people say that they're a self-taught drummer and they, wear it like some kind of badge of honor. Listen, I'm self-taught in that I never took lessons from an actual physical teacher. But I spent a fortune on instructional videos because you got to get it from somewhere, right? Nobody's a genius. Nobody can teach themselves anything because they don't know anything yet. So you got to get it from somewhere. You don't have to have a teacher if you don't want one, but make sure you grab your education from somewhere. Like this channel. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Who's that? Julian. Julian Weinstein, what's up? Michael Kennedy's about to get a couple of shirts. Bro, appreciate that, man. Very much. Kevin Frederick, you're welcome. Robbie Greer, do you teach in person? Other than what you're seeing right here? That's all you get. Sorry, man. How do you mount those foam panels? These foam panels you see on the wall, it's just adhesive. There's an adhesive backing that sticks on there. Just stick it on the wall. It'll stay up there just fine. Uruguay, Carlos, let me say this correctly. Carlos Fernando Carmona. What's going on, man? Cosmic Style, have you ever tried an electronic drum kit? Plenty of times. I've played hundreds of electronic kits. Well, not hundreds. I don't think there's 100 out there, but I've played them a lot. I don't mind them. I'd never gig on one because it's a horrible experience, but I do dig them for what they can do. Jew Baby, you are the bomb. Thanks, bro. I do my best. I see you aren't using the fire grain sticks anymore. Reason? Reason is I discovered these, and these things friggin' rock the house. Right now I'm bouncing back and forth between these. These are the ProMark Rebound. Yeah, Rebound 5A Active Grip. So this isn't really paint. It's kind of like a somewhat sticky, tacky kind of thing, coating thing, whatever. And they're awesome. They feel great when you're playing. So when your hands get sweaty, you don't have to worry about these things slipping out. And then I really like the Todd Sugarman signature model. I've been using those a lot at church. So yeah, those are my go-tos, man. I still love the fire grains though. I still keep some in the bag just in case I feel like pulling them out. If one happens to match my shirt that day. Whose tutorials you rate apart from your own? That's a good question. You know what? One of my favorite dudes out there, my man Austin over there at Study the Greats. That guy's really good. His production value is way up here. Make sure you check him out. Devin Kenny wants to know, hey Rob, Terry Bozio's first vid was my first instructional video. What was yours? From Alberta, what's happening? Let me tell you something. The best instructional video that I ever spent a dime on was The Next Step by Dave Weckl. That video, to this day, changed my life. The best instructional video I've ever seen. That was my first one. Ivan Chin wants to know what's my favorite ride cymbal. This one right here. This is the 22-inch. I don't know if you can see it on there. This is the 22-inch Paiste Formula 602 Modern Essentials. This is the one that Vinny designed, and it is easily the greatest ride cymbal I've ever played and heard in my entire life. Is that Yamaha? Ludicrous Drum Beats wants to know if this is the Phoenix kit. Yes, it is. You can tell by those mounts, these wooden mounts here. Nice gold hardware. This is the textured amber burst finish, and it is easily the prettiest kit in all of Canada. I said that out loud, and I'm not going to take it back. Gary Madar wants to know, when does the Puma merch ship out? 29th, bro. Everything starts shipping out as of the 29th. If you live in the US, you should see it within like 6 to 9 days or so. If you're overseas, probably going to be a couple of weeks. What kind of lav mic do you use? This lav mic that I'm using right here, this is just a, I got this on Amazon. And I think it cost me like 29 bucks or something. The reason why it sounds so good is because I have the voice for it. But yeah, I got this on Amazon, and it's straight USB, so it's plugged straight into my iPad Pro. That's it. We keep things simple around here, man. We don't need no fancy production equipment. Lav mic, boom, straight into iPad Pro, and that's what you're hearing right now. By the way, I got 2 cameras running. This is actually camera 2. Camera 1. Hey, how are you? I'm gonna go back over here now. Yeah, comments. What's going on? Don't mind me, man. Just reading these comments. Brent Davis wants to know, what's the biggest benefit you gain from swapping over to traditional grip? It's a good question, bro. The biggest benefit, number one, is that using a different grip causes you to sort of think, you got to think differently. You have to. You have to sort of, if you've been playing match grip for a long time, switching to traditional is like starting from scratch again. You're learning how to play all over again. So the thing I love about traditional grip is that it caused me to have to, it forced me to reinterpret a lot of what I would normally do easily with the match grip. So if I wanted to play a particular fill that was super easy with the match grip, I'd have to rethink it, play it a different way to get it to sound good. So it was challenging. The other thing is that you feel like a different drummer when you use traditional grip, completely. Because everything changes. Your posture is a little bit different, you know what I mean? The way you approach the kit is a little bit different. So, you know, I mean, after 30 years of playing, it was just exciting to try a different grip. And yeah, I know I made that video not too long ago, it was a couple months back, where I said, you know, been messing around with traditional for long enough. I'm switching back to match. That's kind of true. You know, like my main grip now is, I tend to be using the match grip a lot more, mainly now. But listen up. This is a muscle. You got to keep it in shape because you don't want to lose it. So I haven't completely abandoned traditional grip. Still love it. Still use it at church. And yeah, I'm never gonna get rid of it. Incidentally, I'll tell you something that's really weird. Well, not weird, because I talked about this before, but I haven't used traditional grip for a good couple of months. Took a break from it, right? When I switched back and was playing match pretty much full time. When I went back to it, it was better. That's just what happens, man. You take a break from something and your brain continues to learn it. And you know, when I went back to it, it just ended up feeling better. So anyways, that is the long and the short of it. Still love traditional grip. I will still continue to use it. There you go. What is my favorite kick drum mic? David wants to know. I don't know if I have a favorite, man, because I've heard some really good ones. The Beta 52 is It's been a staple for a long time. I dig the Beta 52. There's also, I think it's the Beta 91. Shure makes this mic. It kind of looks like a stealth bomber. It's a flat little mic. You get a ton of low end out of those things, man. It's a great mic to sit inside of your bass drum. So I guess, I don't know, those might be my two favorites. I can't even keep up with these comments, man. Let me scroll back. You guys are messing up my practice time right here. But I'm missing all these comments. I'm missing all these comments. George Phillips joining from Colorado. Bought a hoodie and some pants. Thanks, man. We call them joggers up here because we're Canadian. I don't know, maybe it sounds more polite. Who knows? But I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. You will not regret it. Let me see if I can answer this. Bonza Liam gave me a shout out. Really? Cool. Tell him I said, hey, man, I'm very familiar with his channel. Tell him I said, what up? Ibrahim wants to know a quick tip for holding the sticks properly. I'll touch on both grips then. Let's start with the match grip because I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. When you're holding the stick with the match grip, first of all, the first thing you need to tell yourself, hashtag loose hands. All right? If you're gripping the stick like this, like you're about to hammer a nail into a 2x4 or something, stop it. That's wrong. You don't want to do that. Your grip on the stick should just be firm enough so that it doesn't fall out of your hands. Like it should be that loose, right? So, I guess the best way to do it, the best way to think about holding your stick is, first of all, you want all four fingers touching it, right? And if you can see, like I can see you right through there. This little gap, you want to leave that air space in there, okay? If you're like this, it's not good. You're going to have a whole bunch of injuries eventually. Down the line, you're going to cause a lot of damage in this area. So, pick up your stick and just hold it with the fingers, just like that. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see what's going on there. There's a couple of different grips you can mess around with. There's French grip and there's German grip. If you want to start out with just a basic all around, thumb over top like this, right? And then these fingers back here are just really just cradling the stick. This is where it starts. This is home base, right? You see that? What's going on there? And I'm moving the stick with these back two fingers. So if you're currently one of them cats that's like this tea time in England with the pinky sticking out, stop that right now. You want your pinky touching the stick pretty much the entire time, because a lot of people underestimate how much power is in this pinky. You can do a whole lot of stuff. That's all pinky, baby. That's all pinky. See that? If you're not putting your pinky on the stick, you're missing out on a lot of horsepower. So make sure that your pinky is touching the stick. And that's really all it is, man. Like, it's just pick it up. It's nice and comfortable. And as far as, I don't know how new you are to drumming, but there's a fulcrum. Fulcrum is the balance point on the stick, all right? As far as where you hold it with the hand, there's two places where you can sort of rest on that fulcrum. First one is the index finger, like that. So it's basically the balance point is between your thumb and your index finger. Like this here. A lot of drummers do that. It's not wrong. I'm going to give you a tip though. If you switch your fulcrum, I've said this a million times and I will continue to say it. If you switch your fulcrum to your middle finger, your whole life is just going to open up for you. Food is going to taste better. The air outside will feel better to breathe. Everything is just going to improve. You might even find money in your mailbox as soon as you do it. But here's what you do. Your middle finger, you see that second little digit in your middle finger? Your stick is basically just going to rest right on that little pad. And then your index finger is just going to rest on the side of the stick like this. And check this out. Look at this. I can't promise you you'll be able to do that as soon as you switch. But the point is, switching your fulcrum to the middle finger feels way better than doing it with the index finger. That's just me. There's something about it, like the range of motion feels bigger. Wrist strokes feel better. Everything just feels better. I think it's because it's more in line with bouncing a tennis ball off a table. That's what your stick should feel like, right? And with this particular version of the grip, that's what it feels like. You're just throwing the stick down on top of the head like that. And it's just it's super relaxing. So that's the match grip. Traditional grip, there's only 3 fingers involved with the traditional grip, all right? Thumb, index finger, and the ring finger. These fingers ain't doing jack. You don't even need them for this. But here's what's going down. Stick, right there. You're gonna sit it right in the cradle between these 2 fingers, your thumb and your index. It's gonna sit right in there, right? Take your index, just curl it over a little bit, and then out here, your ring finger is gonna act like a springboard, and that's where this comes from, right? So I'm literally throwing the stick down with the thumb, and then it's just bouncing off my ring finger like a springboard. And that right there is the essence of the traditional grip. Like I said, middle finger, pinky, ain't doing nothing. They can just hang out and watch the other fingers work. Or you can just, you can curl them under like that. Sometimes I do that. But it's just the 3 fingers that are involved with traditional grip. And again, same thing, super, super loose in the hand. If I accidentally hit this stick while I'm playing, it should fall out. Like that's how loose your grip should be at all times. That was a long answer, but I'm a thorough guy. So, what do you want from me? Let me catch up to these comments, man, because there's a whole lot of them. There's a whole lot of them. Hold on. Stuttgart. What? Vitaly. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. What's your name, bro? Mark L. Linden from Stuttgart. That's in Germany. Geography. I think it's in Germany. I hope it's in Germany. Do I have a drum degree? And if so, what school did you go to? No. And didn't go to one. Purdy Shuffle, how to. If you want to know how to play the Purdy Shuffle, I got a video on it. After you leave this room, head over to the channel and just type in Rob Brown, Purdy Shuffle, answer all your questions. Favorite drum head. My favorite drum head right now is the Evans UV1. Evans UV1. Favorite drum head of all time. UV2 is a close second, but I'm a UV1 guy for life. Justin, best educator on YouTube. Thanks, bro. Tell a friend about the channel and convince them to subscribe to this channel. Because things are going to get way more fun from this point, man. I'll tell you that right now. Who's in the Caribbean? Dylan Jansen. From Curaçao? What is that? Curacao? Caribbean? Hey, man. I might have said it wrong, but thanks for tuning in. Michael wants to know, what's the best way to get your fast doubles to sound the same? I feel like my second stroke has less power. You want to know why? Because it does have less power. It does have less power. That's what I'm trying to say. Listen, you've heard me talk about doubles a million times in the past, but I'll tell you again. This is not a new trick for double strokes. But if you haven't heard it, here's what it is. The trick is while you're playing your doubles, you want to accent the second note or the second stroke of the double. So instead of digging your sticks into the head like that, you want to pull that second stroke out like that, right? There's a video on my channel called How to Fix Your Weak Doubles. Make sure you check that out because that goes into all of this in full detail. But basically, the answer to your question is to accent the second stroke of the double. And then that's basically how you do it. There you go. Who else is here? Des Moines, Iowa's in the house. What's happening? Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm just reading. I think somebody asked me what pad this was. This is from R-Tom. Shout out to R-Tom. Happy to be associated with that company. But this is called the Black Hole pad. And if you see the rest of my studio, hang on, let me flip cameras on you. Oh, you can't even really see them. Never mind. Actually, there's one. You can see there's a 22-inch one on the wall there. But R-Tom makes a series of these things, and they're these pads, these mesh pads. They got a reinforcement pad in the center, kind of looks like a black dot from Remo. Nice rubber outer rim here, and it just sits on top of your drum like that. The idea behind these pads is so you can get a full set for your kit and practice quietly while you're on your drums. So look those up. Go to the R-Tom site, check out the Black Hole pads, and pick some up if you feel like it. South Africa in the building. What's happening? Ludicrous drum breeds. I keep saying drum breeds. What's going on with me, man? Philip Hosko. Nice to see you again in the live stream. What's happening, man? You were here all last week. I remember your name. Hope you're doing well with the joggers numbers. I got to be straight up. I'm a little bit short. I'm a little bit short on the joggers to hit that target. So if you feel like picking up a pair, you know what? Let me just, while I'm here, because I've been doing a lot of talking, let me just remind y'all of something. Let me switch cameras. Come back over here for a second. We're here because, let's straighten this thing up. Because of this. This is the last day, man. This is the last day of the drop. And last day to order yourself a piece, a hoodie, joggers, t-shirts. This has been going on for 14 days if you haven't been paying attention. And this is the last day. This is the last day to order from this particular collection. If you haven't already picked one up, make sure you head over, man. Hit the link in the description box and pick it up. The sale is on until midnight tonight. The drop, I should say, not the sale. The drop. They're on sale until midnight tonight. After midnight, these are done. All right, so if you see somebody wearing these hoodies or wearing this t-shirt or wearing them joggers, look at that. Look how clean that is, man. Let me give you a second to admire it. A little moment of silence. There you go. Soak it in. And then go buy one. But yeah, this is the last day, man. After midnight tonight, these are done. These are collector's items after that. You don't want to be one of those dudes or ladies in full regret a week after this is over. And tell yourself, man, I really wish I should have got one of those. You had 2 weeks, man. You had 2 weeks. So if you haven't already picked one up, there's still time. And by the way, it's not a limited quantity. It's just a limited time. This is all you can eat until midnight. So if you haven't already grabbed something, make sure you grab it. Start with the joggers because you can help me hit that number and I can be one of the first ones to offer 3 pieces and sell them all. So do your thing, man. After this here live stream, hit that link in the description box, head over to the landing page and pick yourself up a piece. Because I tell you what, when you see these things in person, you're going to be shocked. The quality on this gear is freaking bananas. When you see the print on these up close and you run your hand over top of it, you're going to be pretty surprised at the quality of this stuff. So anyways, that's why we're here. This is the last day of the drop. I'm just here to hang out. That's it. That's about as much selling as I'm going to do because I was selling for the last 2 weeks. And quite frankly, I'm all sold out. So, yeah, you know what's going down, man. You know why you're here. Head over to the shop. I'm going to turn around, switch cameras. Head over to the shop and pick yourself up a piece of gear. Last day. Last day, man. Especially the joggers. I've been wearing the joggers for the last few days. Don't worry, they're still clean. I'm not nasty. But I've been wearing them, man. It's been pretty chilly up here in Canada. We had some pretty chilly days. I've been out on the patio smoking some meats. Let me tell you something. Those joggers are super comfortable in chilly weather. You're going to have to trust me on this. So, yeah, if you want to head over, man, grab yourself a pair of joggers and do yourself a solid. Do me a solid. Help me reach that target. Help me set a record because I can do it. I'm almost there. Just need some of y'all to step up and help me out and grab some of these collector's pieces. Because listen, you don't want to be one of those dudes, man, out there smoking some ribs, smoking a brisket. Say it's a Saturday morning, you got everything all set up. You want to go out and start your barbecue. What are you going to wear? Pants? Huh? Like some loser? No. You want a nice pair of comfortable joggers. Go out there, fire up your grill, get that meat prepared, and stick it on there. Trust me, everything will taste better with them joggers on. But that's it for me. Let's get back to some questions and back to my practicing because y'all keep interrupting me. Let me scroll down. I'm missing some more comments here. Wow. You step away for 2 seconds and Greece shows up. Loophole from Greece. He's got a question. Let me read it. Hang on. He's just saying, while I understand the concept of snapping the second stroke, I find that when you play it up to speed, only the rebound really matters. I think I know what you're trying to say. I think I get it. But, yeah, it's kind of one and the same, man. Really, all you're really trying to do is make the rebound stronger. That's the whole point of it. So we're both right. High five. Rusty Dodd wants me to play some Swiss Army triplets. There you go. Buy a hoodie. Sorry. That's a good question. Neurophobos wants to know if I think it's possible to get more power out of traditional grip than out of match grip. More power? I don't know about more power. The same power? Yes. The traditional grip, this is not a power grip. But you would never know that if you watched drummers like Stuart Copeland or Todd Sucherman. These guys have tremendous power with traditional grip, especially Stuart Copeland. I don't know how he did it, especially because his traditional grip is weird. He's like this with it. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but Stuart's traditional grip looks like this. And I don't know how he gets away with it. That's probably just how he learned, but anyways, he's got an insane amount of power with the traditional grip, the way he does it. Sucherman, same thing. Just like the match grip. If you're playing with the match grip and you want to get more power out of it, the trick is to just add leverage. And you can do that by holding it way back here at the butt end of the stick. You can get a whole lot of power when you're doing that. Traditional grip is the same thing. There's less rebound back in this area, but there's a tremendous amount of power back here. And it's one of the reasons why I like using his signature stick right now, because it just feels really good when you're holding it way back here. You can get a lot of really decent power from doing that. So it's one of my favorite ways to play traditional. Once you get used to doing it, once you get used to, holding that stick firmly in the cradle, because this is where it all happens. If you didn't know that, the magic is in the cradle, right here. This is where all your power comes from, right? And yeah, once you get used to doing that, man, you can really crank out some nice backbeats when you're doing that. People are leaving me tips. Let me scroll back up because I want to catch these people leaving me tips. Give me a second. Rib Celetics, $5 tip. And he had a question. Can you talk about doubles on the snare with accents on the toms or bass? I can show a video if that's helpful. Some drummers can make it so clean. You know what? I'm not exactly sure I understand your question. Doubles on the snare with accents on the toms. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to ask me here. If you want to ask it again with some different wording, throw it in the comments and then I'll read it. Robbie Greer wants to know if that A&F snare is still giving me that awesome snare sound. Absolutely. And it will continue to, because that's what they do. Plexico, thanks for your tip, man. Your question. Greetings. What would you tell a younger version of yourself about the music business, knowing what you know now? I would tell my younger self that if you just rely on the gigging, you're going to starve. That's what I would tell my younger self. I would tell my younger self, if you're going to get into the music business, the key to longevity is diversification. Dip your hand in as many different pots as you can related to what you do, and you'll make a comfortable living easily. But if you think being a professional musician is just all about playing in front of audiences and recording in studios, you're going to starve. That might have been the case back in the 70s. It's not the case now, man. The amount of work that's available out there is just not the same. But the upside to that is that there's like 10 times more opportunities for guys like me and girls like you and guys like you and people like you to make good dough as a professional musician. So you really just got to, if you're going to do this, man, if you're serious about becoming a professional musician for a living, there's no reason why you have to just stick to one thing. No reason. Matter of fact, it's a bad idea. Don't do that, man. You want to capitalize on all of your strengths. All of them. So the gigging is fun, but it's not always consistent. When it's good, it's really good. When it dries up, it sucks. So the more different streams of income that you can put together, right, the less pressure you're going to have on any one particular thing to continue to pay your bills. Straight up. So that's what I would tell my younger self, man. I would say be prepared, because longevity isn't easy, but longevity doing anything isn't easy, right? So don't let that scare you off. Just because you're hearing that's not easy doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue it, because you should. Because being a professional musician is hands down the coolest job you will ever have in your whole life. It's one of the best ways to be self-employed, is being a professional working musician. You just got to know that unless you plan to do a couple of different things at the same time, right? Diversification, you're going to have a hard go at it. You're going to have a hard go at it. Even the musicians that I know that have high profile gigs with international selling artists, they're not on the road 365 days a year, right? They might go on tour for 6 months, but they all got to come home and do something, right? So just keep that in mind, man. Diversification. Make sure you dip your hand in as many different pots as you can. Cali Cal wants to know if I can spin my sticks. This is about as good as it gets right here. This is all I know how to do. Now, I don't know how cool this looks on camera. Probably lame at that angle. If I do that, it might look a little more impressive. But you know what? I've never seen Dave Weckl spin a stick, so I'm not going to worry about it. Just reading the comments, man. Just reading the comments. Let me pick back up my stick so I can entertain y'all while I'm reading. Guapo, Rich Lord 123 wants to know how long I've been playing drums. I've been playing drums since 1987. That's all I'm going to tell you. You can pull out your calculator on that. I don't know how many years that is, but I've been playing since 1987, and I haven't stopped since. Get out of here. Hold on, man. Let me catch this. Klaus Isaacson just dropped me a very generous tip. Thanks, bro. Cowbell, question mark. If yes, any preferences? He wants to know if I have any preference for cowbells. To be honest, man, the best cowbell I've heard is the Ridge Rider from LP. It's the larger Ridge Rider with the red. It's got a red kind of hard plastic thing on the end of it, whatever. Yeah, that's probably the best sounding cowbell that I've heard. Here's a trick for you. If you're playing a large cowbell and it's really ringing a lot, one thing you can do is stick a sock in it. Stick a sock inside your cowbell. That'll mute it a little bit, make it a little more defined, and there won't be any cows showing up at your gig. Hold up. Got to scroll back down. Francis Quanio? Francis Quanio? I think that's your name. Bad Boys or Rush Hour? Let me think about this. The original Bad Boys was hot. Bad Boys 2 was bananas. I'm a fan of those two. The newest Bad Boys for Life, I didn't like it as much as the second one. The second one was pretty epic with the stunts and all that, but it was good. If I were to compare them to Rush Hour, I would say Bad Boys is a little more consistent than Rush Hour. The first Rush Hour is a classic. The second one's not bad. The third one sucked. Sucked rocks. It was horrible. Still watched it because I'm a Chris Tucker fan, but gosh, horrible movie, that third one. If I was going to pick out of the two to marathon on a Saturday, I'm going to have to go with Bad Boys. I got to go with Bad Boys, man. Shout out to Martin Lawrence. Vitaly wants to know if I can tell y'all about the push-pull technique. I can kind of show you a little bit, but I'm not that great at it. Like I'm no Jojo Mayer with it. I ain't bringing that kind of thunder with it. But the concept on its own, the push-pull, is relatively simple. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a push and a pull. So all it is really is you're throwing the stick down and you're pulling it back up. It's like a throw and a catch. Push, pull, throw, catch, same thing. If you really want to get down with it, watch either Steve Smith or Jojo Mayer. Jojo Mayer first, because the dude's a magician with the push-pull thing. But anyways, all it is you're throwing the stick down and you're catching it like that. I don't have slow-mo on this camera, so I can't really show you that. But if you can see what's happening there, I'm throwing it down and catching it, just like that. Now the trick is to keep it going. That I can't do, at least not in 16ths. I can swing with it, but I can't play friggin' blazing 16ths like JoJo does it, because that's just, he's just doing this, and all you hear is, right? I don't know how he does it with one hand. The guy's a freak, but I love him. But anyways, that's all it is. Push-pull is, it has a lot more uses than you might think. So I would suggest highly that you learn it. I think every drummer should learn how to do the push-pull thing. But it's not necessary that you master it at JoJo's level. As long as you can get the basics down and do this, swinging on the ride is going to become a lot easier to do. So there you go. Damien from Dublin, Ireland. Thanks for all your great videos. You're welcome. You're welcome, man. I got some Canadians in the house. Chad Phillips, what up? Canadian TV on Netflix. Are you Canadian? Are you just saying there's Canadian TV on Netflix? Schitt's Creek and Trailer Park Boys. I was never really a Trailer Park Boys fan, but Schitt's Creek is hilarious. Let me know what time it is where you're at, man. Right now it's 3:56 up here in on the east coast of Canada. Let me know if any of you crazies are staying up till like 4 in the morning. Renan Souza watching from Brazil. What's happening, man? Kevin Berry, can a 51-year-old become a good drummer? Yes. Listen, don't put a time limit on yourself, man. Why do that? Like, why stifle yourself before you even get started? Doesn't matter what time or when in your life you get started, as long as you get started. 51 is still plenty of time. Plenty of time. Do it up. And watch my videos, because you'll learn a lot of stuff. Hang on, let me catch some of these times. 4:56 in Nova Scotia, Todd Roy. That's not bad. Not bad. James Moss, 8:56 in Wales, UK. Not too late. That's good. 3:56 in Ohio and Boston. 12:57 in Richmond, California. Richmond, California, yay. 11 o'clock in Israel. Man. Wait a minute, AM or PM? 20:57, that's military time. I believe that's 8 o'clock in the UK. 2:57 in Chicago. Chicago, what's happening, Chicago? 1 p.m. in Seattle. Thanks, Spencer. 10 p.m. in South Africa. 9:56 in Sweden. 21:56 in Cape Town. Man, I got people watching from all over the place. Daniel Schneischer. Sorry, man. I just butchered your last name. Apologies. But he wants to know if I have any pain in my wrist when I play too much drums. No, I do not. I haven't had any sort of hand pain as a result of playing since I was, I'm going to say early 20s. I did almost do some damage to, I think it was this hand. No, it was this hand. I almost did some serious damage to this hand. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. I did something real stupid. And it was just poor technique. Problem was, I was holding the sticks way back here at the butt end. And I was playing like this. I was cracking the backbeats like this. The problem with that is, look at where the butt end of the stick is. You see that? So every time I was hitting the snare, energy would transfer through the stick and straight into the palm of my hand. And it eventually got to the point where I couldn't play for longer than a couple of minutes without dropping the stick. Like, it was just crazy muscle pain right in the palm of my hand there. And I realized it was crappy technique. That was it. All I had to do was take that butt end out of here and move it back to here. Now, energy gets transferred through the stick, out the butt end, no problem. So that was my biggest mistake. It only happened once when I was younger. Learned my lesson, that's all it took, and that's it. So when you're holding that stick way at the butt end, whether you're, French grip, match grip, whatever you're doing, just make sure that the butt end, there's an escape back here, right? Just make sure you leave that escape. Don't let any energy transfer straight into your hand, because that's where all the pain is going to come from. Not a doctor, but it'll save you a lot of pain. $11.50 in Greece. I think I read that already. Let me scroll down. Todd Roy says proper size sticks help with wrist pain. That's true. Proper size. Make sure you're using the right sticks. All right? There's a million different sizes now of drumsticks, from 7A to 2B to all of the offshoots in between. Like, it's right down to the millimeter these days. So make sure that you're using the right size stick for what it is that you're playing, especially if you're younger. You know how many younger dudes I've seen? When I used to work at the music store, kids would walk in. I'm talking 7, 8, 9 years old with these giant 2B drumsticks, just because they like the color, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. I mean, you're a kid, right? Everybody's attracted to pretty colors, right? But their parents should have asked the staff, seriously, because you don't want to get into the habit of using the wrong size stick for your hands and for your technique. Shopping for sticks should take you longer than a couple of minutes. Sticks are like shoes, right? You want to take some time, try them on, and make sure they fit. Kelly can't stop asking me who inspires me, so I better answer. A lot of people inspire me. It depends on what you're talking about. As far as the drumming field, there's 100 drummers out there that inspire me, right? All of my favorites, all of my heroes: Stuart Copeland, Dave Weckl, Vinnie Colaiuta, Steve Gadd, Steve Jordan. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Bonzi47, do you play hand drums? Nah. I never got into hand drums, man. I own a cajon, but I play my cajon with these broomsticks. I don't know if you've seen those. ProMark. I think ProMark makes them. They got these sticks that look like brooms. They're just, bales of hay, basically. And I sort of worked out a technique where I could play my cajon with these sticks, because other than that, I can't stand playing cajones. Like, it just feels like I'm slapping a coffee table. They sound like nothing to me. No disrespect to cajones. It's just me. I don't have the technique to get them to sound good. But when I play them with these broomstick brushes, then I can get way more dynamics out of them, and it sounds a lot cooler, and it looks a lot cooler. To me, anyways. But as far as my experience with hand drums, that's it. Cajon, I've smacked on a djembe once or twice, but I wouldn't consider myself a hand drummer at all. Steve Hubbard guitar. Who are your favorite drummers in the GTA? Let me talk about the drum community in the GTA. Up here in the Toronto area, everybody knows each other up here. There's a big, giant sort of love circle of drummers in the Toronto area, smoking drummers, and everybody kind of supports each other. It's a really, really great community up here. So I'm going to shout some people out here. Larnell Lewis, first and foremost. Sarah Thaur, my buddy Sarah, she's awesome. Dave Langeth. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Dave Langeth play, but he's a freaking monster, that guy. Buddy of mine named Chris Sutherland. He's a freaking rock beast, that dude. Adrian Bent. Adrian Bent plays for Daniel Caesar, played for Drake for a long time. Shout out to my man Otis Williams. Otis Williams plays with a lot of people, but there was one particular guy, I don't know why I can't remember his name right now. That's bugging me. That's disrespectful, man. Sorry about that, Otis. But he played with this artist up here. He's a young pop dude. They opened up for Justin Timberlake, so they were able to go on tour with Timberlake and the Man of the Woods tour. Shout out to Otis Williams, man. He's a good friend of mine, my barbecue partner. He's cool. Randy Cook, he's no longer in Toronto. He lives in LA now. Randy, one of the sweetest guys ever. There's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of really good drummers up here in the GTA. And yeah. Mike Carbone, yeah, he's another one. What do I think about Mike Portnoy? You know what? I never really listened to too much. Never listened to too much Mike Portnoy. I know him from Dream Theater. I think I might be a bigger fan of Mike Mangini with Dream Theater. The story of how he got the gig is pretty cool. Like, it's touching when he got the call for the gig. And I think as far as an entertaining drummer, I think Mangini's a little more entertaining, man. He's got that giant kit and, you know, all those toms all over the place, overhead and down below and whatever. And his technique is just freaking bananas. So Danny Carey, yeah, I like Danny Carey. I'm a bit of a Tool fan. What else is going on here? What else is going on? Wow, there's a lot of people watching. That's cool stuff. Don't mind me, man. Don't mind me. I'm just reading. Garth Mann, big up from Barbados. Barbados in the house. Miscellaneous Music wants to know if there's any advice for drumming when you're nervous. Whew. Man, I've had some experiences, man. First of all, there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being nervous before you hit the stage. Nervous energy is good energy. What sucks is when you can't quite control it. There's been times when, you know, minutes before we hit the stage, I'm like this. Can't get all your licks out the way you want them to because your hand just won't stop shaking. I've found that almost 100% of the time, by the time I reach like the middle of the third song, I'm good. I'm nice and settled. But one thing I guess that you can try to do to combat nervousness, try to get in a zone. Separate yourself from the rest of the band members. Find yourself a spot where you can be alone and just get in a zone, right? Deep breathing techniques. Breathe in, breathe out, that kind of thing. You can psych yourself up with just a little bit of sort of motivational talk before you hit the stage. I find that helps as well sometimes. If you have the opportunity to lock yourself away with a practice pad for a few minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 10 minutes, whatever time you can get to yourself before the gig, before you get on stage, take it. All right? You can calm your soul before you get up on there. You can prepare yourself mentally, and that'll sort of help control this. You know what I'm saying? So the jitters don't attack you as much when you get up there. Hold up. Let me catch up to these. If there's anybody watching from Asia, let me know. Anywhere out there. I don't think I heard from y'all yet. Do you have any experience in creating or changing drum parts to fit in smaller church bands? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a common thing. It's a common thing in churches. When you're learning songs for church, especially in the rehearsals, like your worship leader is probably going to insist that you have it sound like the record. So whenever you're learning songs for church, just make that your default. Just learn whatever beats are on the record, just learn them and run with them. Once those songs become part of your regular rotation on Sundays, the more you play them, the more you can sort of drift away from what's on the record. Because I find that in the beginning, they're a little more specific about what they want you to do. The more you play it, the less they care about that, right? So if you want to sort of, as long as you keep whatever you do in sort of the same arena as what's happening on the record, you can switch stuff up. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's gonna yell at you unless it's like wildly different to the point where you're interrupting what's happening musically. But yeah, man, I change parts all the time. But part of the reason for that is that they trust me. The church that I play at, my church, they trust me. And they trust me to know that, whatever I end up playing is probably going to be cool. So, I generally, well, you know what? I was going to say I try it out in rehearsals first, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just spring it on them. Sometimes I just know it's going to sound good, and I just launch into it, And then occasionally you get that confirmation, you get that look. Somebody on that stage will look at you and give you one of these. And that's how you know. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with changing things up a little bit. It's church, right? There's supposed to be a little bit of freedom there. A lot of freedom, actually, but you know what I'm saying. ZP Luxury Lessons wants to know if I'm a fan of piccolo snares. I used to love piccolo snares. Piccolo snares used to be the thing back in the 90s when all of that jazz fusion stuff started jumping off. Everybody was using piccolo snares. Little 14 by 3 and 14 by 3.5, 14 by 4. Everybody had one. They sound awesome. But then, they started. You don't see them as much these days. Everybody's kind of going bigger and fatter these days. They started turning into popcorn snares. Popcorn snares are like 10 inches, 12 inches, and they would crank those up real tight. 90s gospel, using those snares a lot. There was a lot of 12-inch snares being used as main snares in a lot of urban gospel music. So you get that same like huge crack, but it's just a smaller drum. And then they just kind of fizzled out. Everybody started going with bigger, fatter, deeper sounding snares, but the piccolos still sound cool if you can find one. Pearl had some cool ones. Pearl had some free-floating piccolo snares where you could swap out the shell. So they were interchangeable. So you could buy like a metal, like a brass shell, and then order a separate maple shell and just take one out, pop the other one in. Those were kind of cool. I don't know if they still make them. What was I doing? Oh yeah, these. Janella left a really nice comment. You don't know us, but you invest in us to be the best we can be on the drums. You don't withhold and you share all your best tricks. Thank you. You're welcome. Here's the thing, man. I can't take any of this stuff with me. None of it. Eventually, none of this stuff will be relevant to me. So while I'm here, my whole thing is, man, to whom much is given, much is required. That's my whole thing. That's why I share with you guys. I didn't ask for this stuff. Like when I discovered my gift, I was responsible for developing it. But God didn't give me this gift just so I could make money, right? I have a responsibility to share it with as many people as I possibly can, because that's how things keep moving, right? One generation inspires the next. If everybody just held on to their ideas and took them to the grave, this planet would not move forward. So that's why I do it, man. I want to just make the biggest impact I possibly can while I'm here. Notice I'm not really paying much attention to the time. We're doing the weekly live streams. It was from 3 to 4. I can hang out a little bit longer with you guys today, man. You want to know why? Because it's the last day. This is the last day of the drop. Let me pop this up so you know what I'm talking about. Boom. There it is. If you have not been paying attention, I got some super fly stuff out with Puma right now. With the help of Teespring, of course. I got a collection of merch. It's been out for the last 2 weeks. And today is the last day to order this stuff. So make sure that you head on over, hit that link in the description box, and get yourself a piece, man. These things will be on sale until midnight tonight. And then these are done. Check out them joggers, man. I want to move some of these joggers as well. This is easily the top seller. Everybody's after this hoodie. If you don't already have one of these, make sure you get one, man, because you will be the envy of the town wherever you go. Because this hoodie is hot. And then there's the t-shirt. Looks great with jeans, especially if you're a good-looking dude like this guy. And those are the joggers. So you got 3 pieces to choose from. Today's the last day. After midnight tonight, these are all gone. So make sure you snatch one up. Danny Schnabel? Sorry, man. But Danny wants to know, do you ever collaborate with other musicians remotely? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Having this set up here in my studio allows me to do remote sessions, online sessions, and I've done plenty. I've done a good number. One of the coolest things about, I realized how bad this was going to sound before I said it. But I was just going to say, like, since the whole COVID thing jumped off and the gigging stopped, musicians were forced to get a little creative because there was nowhere to play. Everything was shut down, right? So everybody started doing these collaboration videos. It's a really cool concept because you can put together an entire song. You don't even have to be in the same room. So I've been a part of 3 or 4 different collaboration videos. One of them's coming out tomorrow. I just remembered that. One of them's coming out tomorrow. There's a lot of drummers in there you might recognize. I'm going to try to get a copy of it and get it up here on the channel so you can see it. Wordner wants to know, who is the thumbs down person? How could you not like Rob? I agree. Whoever hit that thumbs down is, probably works for Nike or something. I don't know. me catch up to these comments, man. Let me catch up. Deuce Love. So thankful for your channel, and I can't wait to sport all 3 items. Shout out to Deuce, man. That's how you do it. That's how you take advantage of an opportunity right there. He ordered himself all 3 pieces, man. Shout out to you. Very much appreciated. Last day, man. You got until midnight to grab something. Make sure you do. Kevin Berry wants to know where should your foot be placed on the pedal? I'm assuming you're talking about your kick drum pedal. The ball of your foot, if this is your pedal here, right? And there's a beater. If this is your pedal, the ball of my foot is somewhere around the halfway point. It's not way up here. It's not way back here. I find you get the best leverage right around the halfway point. It's kind of almost like a stick, right? Where you get that one spot where you get the most rebound. It's almost the same thing with a pedal. Like if you place your foot on the right spot, when you start doing this and hitting your singles, it'll just feel better. So yeah, it's around the halfway point. Aaron Zoe 1. Yo, be down, watching this all the way from Scotland. Top videos in chat. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Scotland, that's crazy. What time is it in Scotland? Did somebody tell me that before? I can't remember. Who else is here? Oh, yeah, Aaron wants to know how much to send a hoodie to the UK. You know what, bro? I'm not 100% sure. But if you can go through an order without completing it to see. So before you place your order, grab whatever you want, and then when you get to the end there, it'll calculate whatever your shipping charge is, and it'll tell you. And give you an estimate for how long it'll take. By the way, the hoodie is the hottest seller. Those things are selling like McNuggets. Make sure you grab one. Everybody's flipping out over the hoodies. Who's watching from India? Samuel Stephenson. That's crazy, man. Shout out to India. El Negro, Gagnon. Saludos from Chile. Chile in the house. If your favorite cymbal was cracked, would you still play it? No. First of all, I would cry. And then I would send it back for warranty. That's how you do it. Incidentally, Pisces cymbals. It's another reason to choose Pisces, man. 3-year warranty. If you ever crack one, they'll replace it. And because of the consistency of Pisces cymbals, your replacement is going to sound just like the one you cracked. Because that's how Pisces rolls, man. I used to play Sabian. No disrespect to Sabian cymbals, but you got to be careful with them. If you fall in love with a Sabian cymbal, you crack one, your replacement, it's not going to sound like the one you cracked. Keep that in mind. Windsurf 03, sporting the hoodie with the cool weather. Man, you're going to love this hoodie when you get it in your hands, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. When you see this thing up close and you run your hand over that print, you're going to be like, man, I am so glad I ordered this thing. And it's going to be nice and cozy in that cool weather. Trust me, you're going to be really happy. If you're on Instagram, put it on, take a shot, throw it up on the gram, and tag me in it. That's me right there. Beatdown Brown 7. Follow me on the gram if you're not already, so you can tag me and stuff. Because I like getting tagged and stuff. What camera am I on? I don't even know. You know what? Give me a second. There we go. This is live, man. This is a live production. I'm going to say this name because I think it'll be fun to say. Raul Manuel Flores Rodriguez. He's watching from Mexico. Mexico in the house. JH, watching from Detroit. Sue. Sue is watching from Fishhoek. Fishhoek, South Africa. I said that wrong, I know it, but you know what I'm talking about, Sue. Vit from the Czech Republic. Sound like you heard something funny. There's nothing funny going on here, man. This is serious business. I'm not sure how to say your name, Harpapmak, but you're in Greece, the Greek island of Greece. Unfortunately, it's time for practice, and I can't watch you. Just came by to say hi. That's dedication. If you're choosing not to watch me because you're going to practice, you're doing it right. CS Drummond wants to know if there's any advice for a small YouTube drummer like me. Yeah. This is going to sound, I hate saying this, man, because it's the corniest thing ever. Super corny. But you got to be yourself. You got to be yourself, man. There's a lot of YouTube cats I see out here with these drum channels, and they have YouTube voice. They put on this drum teacher voice, and it's just, it's off-putting. Just be yourself, man. You don't have to try to be, you know, some sort of intellectual. If you're just starting a channel, whether you're doing drum covers or, you know, if you're getting into, you know, teaching lessons or whatever you want to do, just be yourself, man. Just pretend like you're talking to a friend in the room. That's it. That's the first piece of advice. Second piece of advice is make sure you know how to YouTube. And by that, I mean, number one, before, like 10 years ago, you might have been able to get away with poor quality video. Now you can't. Make sure you're at least 1080p with your videos. If all you got is your phone, that'll be just fine. You can shoot great videos off your phone. Keep your content honest. Make sure it looks good. Make sure it sounds good. And be consistent. It's going to take you a while to develop an audience. But as long as you're authentic and your content is good, you'll have an audience. No worries. Let me scroll back. I'm missing some stuff. Russ, man, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm just telling you straight up. Don't yell at me. I'm gonna start it slow. Rasselman Chen. Sorry. I tried to do it phonetically. It's probably wrong. But he's shouting out from Germany. Shout out to Germany, man. Thanks for watching. What places, Fighting Bellator 7 wants to know, what places outside of Nashville, LA, and New York have you known to be growing music scenes? It's a good question. I know Miami's a hot spot, but more so for artists, like singers and such. You know what, man? Outside of them three places, I don't know where anyone else is flocking to get something going in the music business. Man. Those are the spots: New York, LA, and Nashville. Those are the spots. If anyone else knows where else in the US has a growing music scene, just drop it in the chat. Let our friend know here. Because I don't know, like for the longest time, since land has been discovered, those have been the three spots: LA, Nashville, New York. Hold up here. Just had a big old jump and I missed a whole bunch of comments. Mark Wilecki. I'm going to say Wilecki. Thanks for your lessons and hi from Berlin. Berlin! What time is it in Berlin, Mark? That's crazy. What's your favorite type of beer? It used to be Heineken, but I stopped drinking beer a long time ago. Long time ago. All I drink now is water and tea, bro. Water and tea. And the occasional ginger ale. David Bigham, how do you feel about Pearl drums? I love Pearl drums. I had a Pearl kit before I came back home to Yamaha. I was with Yamaha, well, not with Yamaha, but I was playing Yamahas for a long time. And then the first year of the Pearl reference came out. Smitten. I was completely smitten. I was working at the music store at the time, so I was able to get a nice discount on a Pearl reference kit. So I grabbed one and I played it and I loved it. Actually, my wife is still upset about that. She used to love that kit. But yeah, if you go way back to like my first 1 or 2 videos, you can see that kit. I can't remember what the name of the color was, but it was a Pearl reference kit. It had 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 with a 20-inch kick. It had wood hoops on it. It was pretty sexy. And then I decided to come back to Yamaha. And yeah, Yamaha for life, man. I'm not switching. These are my guys. This is my thing. So yeah. Love Pearl, man. They make good stuff. Hold up. Let me catch up. I feel like I've been here a long time, man. You know what? I'm gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. Ryan Berg, thanks for all your advice and videos. You're welcome, man. Thanks for watching. My Gin with a double D on the end. Not sure how to say that, but just got my workout pad thanks to your video. Listen, practice pad will change your life. Don't even bother calling yourself a serious drummer unless you got a practice pad in the house. Or 10 of them. Keep one in every room. But you see what I'm doing right here? What I've been doing the entire time we've been talking? This is how I practice in front of the TV. I don't do anything specific, man. I just move the hands. That's it. And this has done wonders. Wonders for this right here. Trust me on that. Practice as much as you can on your practice pad. Belarus? What? Where even is that? I don't even know where that is. Roman from Belarus. Wow, you know what? I just noticed that this video is freezing. That's not cool, man. So you guys might be looking at a frozen screen right now, but I can still see your chat. John from New Zealand, what's happening? Yeah, I can still see the chat, but the video is frozen, so there must be something with the Wi-Fi going on here. But you know what, man? I should probably wrap this up. Anyways. Yeah, I see it, Samuel. I think it's the Wi-Fi, man. This happened before. So I do not know. Hold up. Let me see if this works. Let me see if this works. Is that popping up? It's not popping up. Yeah, I don't know, man. We got another one of them technical glitches. Apologies, but I got no control over the Wi-Fi. But thanks everyone for tuning in to the chat. Thanks to everyone that ordered a piece from, hold up, I think I see something going on here. Are you fixing it? You might be fixing it. Let me go back to my camera one and talk to y'all. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been a fun hanging out with you guys for what looks like almost 2 hours. And I just wanted to hang with you guys on the last day, man. This is the last day of the Puma drop. And I'm just super grateful for every single one of y'all that ordered a piece from this drop. It's been a great experience for me. Great experience for my wife as well. We really stepped up and helped me with a lot of the back end stuff. If you've ever visited my website recently, you might have noticed the whole thing got a complete overhaul. That's all my wife's doing. She did all of that. She helped me with the promo and everything else. So shout out to her and shout out to all of you guys, man, for making this last 2 weeks an incredible experience. I hope you enjoy these pieces when you get them. You're going to love them. I can 1,000% promise you that you're going to love these pieces when you get them in the mail. If you haven't already ordered one, there's the hoodie. Those are the joggers. This is the t-shirt. And that's the last time that I'll be mentioning those. Hit that link in the description box. Head over to the landing page. Order something up. You got until midnight. After midnight, these are all gone. Collector's items. Don't want to be kicking yourself in the butt 2 weeks from now wishing you had one of these. So That's it for me, man. I am out. Thanks everyone for watching. After today, we're going to be back to our normal schedule. We'll be back to putting up videos. I just had to get all this stuff done with the drop and promote this thing the right way. But now that it's done, we'll get back to business, man. There'll be a video up later this week, back to our regular schedule. We're going to be back to live streaming. This is going to be a regular part of the production here in the channel. Starting next month, we're going to be, I'm going to try to live stream once a month. And it's just going to be like it'll be more or less of a hang, but I'm going to incorporate a lot of different stuff in the live stream once we start doing that. But I think the main thing that's going to be centered around is a Q&A thing. If you've been with the channel for a while, you might have noticed that I used to have a segment called Ask Beatdown, where you would just write in your questions and I would answer them. That's kind of the format that we're going to take with the live stream. It's just going to be a live Q&A thing, much like we've been doing here. But, you know, if you have any questions regarding technique or whatever else, I'm going to, you know what? I'll give you all that information in the next live stream because I still got to work out some details there. But when we come back with the next live stream, which will be sometime in October, that'll be the format. We're going to play it by ear, but it'll be more or less a question and answer thing. I'm also going to use the platform to talk about gear, maybe do a couple of reviews. There's a lot of stuff we can do. But the live stream format is now a part of the production here on this channel. We're going to keep it up because I dig it. I like hanging with you guys. I like hearing where you're from. I like the feedback in real time. So we're keeping that. Other than that, folks, have a great week. Make sure you order something. Tag me in the gram when you receive it. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.